This episode of Catch the Craze is brought to you by Sin Eater. Sin Eater is a campaign on Kickstarter right now. Pledge today.
Welcome to the Craze in 10 or less. This is a show where I give it to you in 10 minutes or under, and if I don't... Yeah, I didn't. So, anyway, the Art of Stephen Platt. Do you even know who Stephen Platt is? Well, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. That's the topic of the day. I'm Sam the Crazy Man Vera. Stop acting up. Let's get it. All right, so if you watched the last episode that I did with Spawn and Tom McFarlane's announcement that 2021 is the year of Spawn, then you know that I talked about doing a segment on Stephen Platt. But before I do that, this episode of The Crazy Ten or Less is sponsored by Forbidden. Forbidden, currently running on Indiegogo. If you pledge today, you're going to help me make Forbidden a success. Anyway, so here's Forbidden. It's on Indiegogo. Support your indie. I'm an indie. Wouldn't you like to be an indie too? So it's a great book. It's a great fantasy book. If you like role-playing games, if you like kings and knights and warriors and just crazy stuff, please support Forbidden. Pledge today on Indiegogo. Help a brother out. It's my first Indiegogo. So anyway, so let's go back to Stephen Platt. I opened up my crate and I found all these Spawn back issues that I have. But in that same box, I found some of the stuff that I have of Stephen Platt, and I believe I have most of what he's done in comics. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so. But let me tell you who Stephen Platt is if you don't know. So, if you go to the Nauman Workshop, Stephen Platt is a professional concept comic artist living and working in Los Angeles. He has been working in the field of comics for 13 years. His comic clients included Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics. Stephen has drawn various titles including Moon Knight, Cable, Wolverine, and the best-selling Wolverine Cable graphic novel. He also worked on his own creator-owned title, the best-selling Soul Saga, published through Image Comics. He has collaborated with some of the industry's most respected writers, including Alan Moore, Jeff Loeb, Chris Claremont, and Joe Casey. Stephen continued to expand his artistic horizons when he began working in the film industry as a conceptual artist art director. In addition to having directed visual effects on various award-winning music videos, Stephen's credits include Blade 3, Torque, The Fog, John Carter of Mars, Neuromancer, and Outlander and Iron Man. So there it is in a nutshell. That's Stephen Platt. So when I went into the box and was digging into crates, I found these. Do you know what these are? Do you really know what these are? Because I'm going to tell you. These are the issues 55 through 60 of Moon Knight, illustrated by Stephen Platt. Why is that significant? Number one, I have a story to tell about these books here before I go into it. I was working as a security guard way back when I was a youngin' rising through the ranks of the corporate world before I became regional. So I was a security guard at the bottom, and I was St. Mark's Comics in the village. They were holding a midnight sale, and that's all you had to say. I called up my boys. It's like, yo, do you know? Yeah. So I met one of my friends. I believe it's Robert Garrett, and we met up there. And we both had different tastes in comics. Like, he was a big Neil Gaiman fan. He was a writer, so he was really going after specific genres. Me, I'm an artist, so I was there not knowing what I was going to find. But I was a big fan of Stephen Platt because I really enjoyed what he did on Prophet. And I'll show you Prophet in a second. If I have it. I believe I do. Yes, I do. And so I'm digging through the long boxes at St. Mark's. And I couldn't believe my eyes. They were having like a sale. Like, it doesn't matter what the price was on here. I think it was like you get like 2 for... It was like 2 for $1 or something like that. I forgot. It was some outrageous deal. So as I'm digging, I pull out issue number 55 of Moon Knight by Stephen Platt. Bagged and board, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I pull out the second one, and this one's signed by Stephen Platt. Unfortunately, it's personalized to somebody named Ben, but it's signed, and the year was 1993. That's where these grays are from, right? Then I picked up the next one, and it was 57. The Moon Knight Spider-Man cover that went crazy and created a storm, a frenzy on Wizard Magazine and fans alike. They were like, oh, he's doing a take on Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man. Then 58. Boom. Then 59, it just got better and better and better. Boom. And then 60. One of the best covers ever. Never even opened them because I didn't want to, because they were the only copies. So I go over to the register. I'm looking over my shoulders. I can't believe this because at that time he was hot. He was the talk of the town. He was the belle of the ball. And I go over to the register. I think it was like $5 for $5 or something like that. Or I paid $5 in total. I go to the register. They're ringing me up, and the manager comes over. And he's like, we can't sell this. I said, yes, you can. It was in the long box. And he's like, who put that in there? So he's having a conniption. And so he's like, check the boxes. Check the boxes. And I'm like, look, it's in the long box. There's no other way I can get it. I don't know where else you have stashes, but it was in the long box. I'm taking it. Boom, here's my money. And I'm out the door. And you know how many people are looking for these? And I had it. And I'm not even opening it for you on the show because I don't want to. But his art was so fantastic. I mean, look at this cover that he did on Supreme. Now, you can say his art is gaudy, gaudy, whatever you want to say. His proportions out of control. His muscles are out of control. But if you look at this piece he did on Prophet, this is Prophet number 2. Prophet number 1 is somewhere in my box. That art, his art style was just crazy. I mean, he did Fighting American. I have all those issues. But when he did Soul Saga, his own creator-owned stuff, and it was colored by Liquid. It was produced through Top Cow. So it was Platt, Leichner, Bat, and Liquid. And when I show you this cover, damn, look at this. Just stare at it for a second. I have every issue of Soul Saga. I was so obsessed with his art style. It was so, I mean, there was so many art styles that came out of the 90s from Todd McFarlane when he started doing Spider-Man. I mean, he just put things on fire, you know, and then Mark Silvestri, you know, the Witchblade was like, what? You know, it was, the darkness was crazy. But Stephen Platt had such an impact on me as an aspiring creator. It made me work really hard. Now, can never be a Stephen Platt, can never be a Tom McFarlane. There's only one. But it made me go back and work. It made me appreciate the arts. And when I look at these and I found these, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I couldn't even believe that I got my hands on this. So why did I want to share this with you? Because nostalgic reasons. You know, we all have an appreciation for some sort of art form, but there's always somebody behind it. And I think, you know, he left the comic book industry too soon. You know, a lot of cats did. They went off into different things. I think like Joe Mad went on to game design. And he was another one that was just a fantastic artist. But it's just amazing. So while I won't be opening this, I did show some images from pages from that he's done. But I wonder what those Moon Knights are going for today. If you know, put a comment below. I like to know. But that was a quick segment of the Craze and 10 or Less. Again, I have an Indiegogo. We're on today would be day 4. I really love for you to support this book. I would really love for you to get a copy of this book and read this book. It's a great series. I created this back in those days. Actually, I created it back in 2000. I wrote Forbidden back in 2000, and you know, I left comics and I stopped producing comics. I only produced issues 0 and 1. But now the entire arc is done, and I would love for you to support my book. And I'm sure you'll enjoy reading it, and I'm looking forward to talking to you and answering questions about Forbidden and the upcoming issues. But the success of this campaign will determine what I do next. So let's make Forbidden successful, and I appreciate your support. And for those of you who already have pledged, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And for those of you artists out there that are submitting some great art, I mean, John Coates did an amazing piece, an homage to Forbidden, which is going to be featured in the book. Daphne Lage is actually going live this week. Look at the link below, where she's doing a piece of Desiree, an homage to Forbidden. She'll also be featured in the book. If you're an artist out there, you want to be featured in the book, you know what? You can get updates on the characters. If you go to my Indiegogo, you'll see the character designs, and show us your version of Forbidden. You can get featured in the book too. Send me, you know, that image, and you have to the 15th of March to get all of the art to me, and every single person's name will go in the book, and thumbnails of your art will be featured in the book. All depends on how many. If I get less than if I get less than 10, it might be due full page. If I get more than 10, then I'm gonna have to split it up. But that's the Crazy 10 or Less. If you like this episode, please give a thumbs up. If you have some more information about Stephen Platt or the books that I talked about, put a comment below. Let's talk about it. If you know the prices on what they're going for, let me know. And subscribe. Forward this to a friend, and then hit that link below and pledge. Give a brother a chance. Give an indie a chance. The big two get all the glory. All right? I'm Sam the Crazy Man Rivera. This is the Crazy 10 or Less. And if you want to sponsor an episode, hit that link below. The rates are so low, they're insane. And you can sponsor an episode today. Peace.